Hey, how's it going, friend? Juan Pablo here. Now in today's video, I want to discuss the difference between a security freeze and a fraud alert. And it's extremely important that you pay attention to this, take some notes, because if you're ever trying to use financing, whether for personal or business reasons, you have to make sure that you guard your credit, that you protect yourself. So I made a lot of mistakes. For one, I was sharing passwords and logins via email, which is highly unsecure. For two, I had the same password for every login I had online, which is extremely unsafe. And for three, I had no fraud alerts or security freezes on my credit. As a result, got hacked. I couldn't move forward with a mortgage until I got those things resolved. So that's what I'm going to share with you today, the difference between a security freeze as well as a fraud alert and why you should have these things on your credit report. And by the way, if you have to share logins with people, if you're a business person, you have staff, so you might have to share some usernames and passwords with your staff, which is perfectly fine. There's many online software in which you can save these passwords securely. One of mine favorites I use is LastPass, LASTPASS, which stands for like last password. But LastPass.com, I use that personally to share usernames, sensitive information, and store all my credit card information as well on LastPass.com, and I share with my team securely. Alright, so the first thing I want to discuss is the security freeze. So a security freeze is when you go to the credit bureaus directly online, Experian.com, Equifax.com, Trainging.com, and they have all different options in which you can implement a security freeze so that no creditor can run your credit. So it's great to help protect your credit from identity theft and fraud. Okay, that's one of the things I do personally speaking, so that no one can apply for a credit card in my name without my knowledge. Because if they try to, then that creditor will reach out to me directly, because I input my cell phone number on those three credit bureaus, on all my contact information on those three credit bureaus, Experian.com, Equifax.com, Trainging.com. So they'll reach out to see if I authorize it. And it's extremely easy to do for all three credit bureaus. In other words, a security freeze prevents creditors from assessing your credit file. Now, if you want specific creditors to actually access your credit file so they can approve you for whatever credit you're applying for, then you can do so by doing a thaw, right? And all three credit bureaus have that. You can thaw your credit report by allowing just specific creditors to access your credit profile just using a one-time security code. So when I'm not applying for credit, I do it for all three. And the only time I thaw my security freeze is when I'm applying for a specific creditor. So in my case, I'm a real estate investor, so oftentimes I apply for business credit and for mortgages. And that's the case. If I know what lender that I'm looking to apply for, I will do a thaw on my security freeze for that purpose. And then once I'm done, whether I get approved or what have you, then I add the freeze back onto it. Now let's get into fraud alerts. You can place a 1-year fraud alert on your credit profile if you were a victim of identity theft or if you suspect that you are a victim of identity theft. A fraud alert basically lets creditors know when you apply for credit that, hey, this person suspects or have been a victim of fraud, so you need to verify this borrower's identity prior to approving them for credit. You need to check them out first. And oftentimes you get a phone call and say, hey, I see you have a fraud alert on your credit profile, so I need to verify your identity. Which of these streets did you live on? Was it Main Street? Was it South Street? And so forth. Which job has you worked at? Which phone number relates to you? And so forth. So as I shared, the initial fraud alert lasts for a year and then it expires, but you also can renew it if need be, if you like to keep it on longer. Now, if you truly were a victim of fraud alert, of identity theft I should say, you can place a fraud alert for up to 7 years. And every single time you apply for credit, the creditor has to reach out to you to verify your identity before moving forward with that debt or with that credit. So there you have it, my friend. That's the difference between a security freeze and a fraud alert. Security freeze, that's if you're just looking to protect yourself from identity theft and fraud, and a fraud alert if you suspect or have been a victim of fraud or identity theft. Now, if you're looking for ways to improve your credit because maybe you might have some negative items in your credit report, by all means, check out the link below to learn more. As always, guys, to your success, continue to earn passively and live passively. Peace.